Welcome back to Frontline News. I'm Cody Ann Barrett. It's now time for Frontline Business. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin is reporting that the July producer price indices for the mining and quarrying, as well as the manufacturing industries, grew by 4.4 or 1% respectively. This was noted by Statin's Deputy Director General, Lisha de Latabadir, during the agency's media sensitization seminar on Thursday.
The producer price index for the mining and quarrying industry increased by 4.4% for July 2018. This movement was as a result of the 4.5% increase in the index for the major group bauxite, mining and alumina processing. The other major group, other mining and quarrying, recorded an increase of 0.7% in its index. The index for the manufacturing industry registered an increase of 1%. This was mainly attributed to the increase in the index for the major group refined petroleum products.
She also pointed out that food, beverages, and tobacco moved up by 0.1%, while chemicals and chemical products increased by 0.9%. Bank of Jamaica Governor Brian Winter says recent speculation on the local currency may have been linked to a misunderstanding of how the BOJ foreign exchange intervention trading tool auction system works. He says the system has been working well for more than a year, but admits that something went wrong in one of the latest auctions.
BFIX, as you know, involves a bank periodically every week assessing what the shortfall or the surplus in the market over a 4-week horizon is, and then where there's a shortfall we put in a sum that is a part of that shortfall, and where there's a surplus we buy a part of that surplus. We've been following that studiously for 12 months, over 12 months now. It has been, I think people have got used to it, but then in this last episode, this last 2 or 3 months, it has shown a pattern that has led to the disruptions that we have now, or has contributed to it. And so we think there's a lot of information, that a lot of learning, a lot of learning, but I think you can't do those things when people have all these beliefs that are not founded in fact.
Mr. Winter says although the bank announced weeks in advance how much money it will sell to the market, industry players did not seem to pay attention.
If you recall how BFIX works, we put down and commit 4 weeks ahead, next week, week after that, specific amounts that we're going to sell. 2 weeks ago, Bank of Jamaica had committed specific amounts that added up to something close to the 40 million that we sold on Friday. But it appeared to us, as we got into the end of the week, that that fact of what was coming was not present in the minds of people who were talking or discussing things in the market, and probably wasn't present in the minds of people who were making decisions to buy or sell. It was being discounted, is the language that the technical people will use. It was as if it didn't matter. Now that's that's a serious problem.
The Digicel Group has moved to ease its debt burden by asking holders of $3 billion of its bonds to switch to longer-term notes. Digicel is offering to exchange $2 billion of bonds that are due to be repaid in September 2020 for newly issued bonds that mature in 2022. In a statement on Friday, the company said the new bonds would carry the same coupon or interest rate of 8.25%. In addition, the telecommunication group, which operates across the Caribbean and South Pacific regions, is offering to exchange $1 billion of bonds that are set to mature in 2022 for higher cost securities that would not stand to be redeemed until 2024. Bondholders that take up the offer by September 14 will be offered 100% of what they are owed, including a 5% early tender premium. Those who subscribe before the final cutoff point of September 28 stand to receive 95%. The 2020 bonds, which had been trading as low as 66.7 cents on the dollar during the week, soared as much as 8.7 cents on Friday as investors gave an initial welcome to the plan, which may ease near-term refinancing risk at Digicel as it seeks to rebuild its earnings and lower the burden of its $6.7 billion of borrowings. On the foreign exchange market, the US dollar is being sold for an average $137.09. The Canadian is trading at $103.58. The pound sterling for $177.13. And the euro is being sold for $158.48. In Monday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index advanced by 1,705 points to close at little over 340,000. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 58 stocks, of which 30 advanced, 22 declined, and 6 traded firm. The Junior Market Index advanced by 21 points to close at 3,272. Stocks advancing were AMG Packaging and Paper, Barita Investments, Cargo Handlers, Caribbean Cement, and Caribbean Cream. Stocks declining were 1834 Investments, Axis Financial, Berger Paints, Blue Power Group, and CAC 2000. Stocks trading firm were Jetcon Corporation, JMMB Group, Lasco Financial Services, Proven Investments, and Pulse Investments. Caribbean Producers was the volume leader with over 700,000 units, followed by Everything Fresh also with over 700,000 units, and Cygnus Credit Investments with over 500,000 units. And in news in oil prices rose on Monday, supported by concerns that fall in Iranian output will tighten markets once U.S. sanctions bite from November, but gains were limited by higher supply from OPEC and the United States. Brent crude oil was up 60 cents at $78.24 a barrel. U.S. crude was 15 cents higher at $69.95 a barrel. And that's it for Frontline Business. I'm Cody Barrett, wishing you pleasant viewing.